Okay, here we are at the Great Circle at the Newark Earthworks. This is probably the grandest thing I have ever seen in my life. It says one remnant of the largest complex of geometric earthen enclosures ever built. The Newark Earthworks, situated on the high terrace between the South Fork and Licking River and Raccoon Creek, once covered more than 4 square miles. At present, only the Great Circle and the Octagon and the Circle combination and a small portion of the square are preserved on public land. And so we are right here, right now. Okay, so here I am walking around the outside of the Great Circle. You can imagine 1,000 years ago or so, these great walls that formed a huge circle. Great crowds of people looked as these linear mounds were built, ushering you in to this area. And as we come to this little jut that comes out from the regular circular shape, what you see is something you should all come and see sometime. A grand, incredibly grand entranceway. Unbelievable. And as you begin to look to the inside of the circle, these grand entranceway that leads up to a mound we'll talk about in a little bit, you see that not only were there great embankments creating this whole circle, there was indeed, again, like Fort Ancient and Spanish Hill, a huge ditch on the inside. It was probably filled with water, making this even more an incredible place to enter. As you look out around the edge here, you will see the embankment continuing in a perfect circle around this whole area. It's incredible. With the ditch that would have been filled with water. And again, walking just where these people are, up to the grand mound in the center. All right. No, that's you're fine. You're fine. Here we are at the center of the circle mound, and what you're going to see is that there are 3 juts, and from the illustration, this is the one that looks like maybe some people say it's the Eagles mound, or that it's supposed to be shaped like the Thunderbirds, but I truly believe that it's actually probably the shape of the foot of a bird because of the rises, the points that you see. As we know from the other effigy mounds, they're not shaped like this. The only thing that I can consider is that as you look at this great circle that is embanked around us, maybe these points were in a shape that not only resembled an effigy, but were also places where those people spoke to the masses circled around. That's just a guess. Your guess is as good as mine. But this is an awesome place. An awesome place. And I feel honored to be able to see it. So there's the grand entryway, and as we come around you can see some people standing up on that mound, and I just wanted you to get a feeling for how big that three-pronged mound is. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk us right over to this area because there's a little walkway up above this ditch. The trees in this area are huge. They are just huge and very cool. Look at this one. Well, I guess a lot of these trees have been struck by lightning and have survived. There's a gentleman climbing up the ditch, and no one is supposed to be walking on the ditch or the embankment. People. As you can see, it is one perfect circle. Unbelievable. We're almost there. And you can tell how long it's taken me to walk over to this edge, how huge this area is. Here's the walkway. And we got some kids playing around here somewhere. Having a good time. But again, here, you can start to get the idea of this rounded ditch that went all the way around. It's an incredible place. Back to the Eagles Mound in the center. It continues around, and here it comes around again to us. It's a beautiful place. I don't know if I can give you any idea how deep that ditch is, but it's 20 yards, 15 yards, somewhere in there from where I'm standing coming around the outside on the embankment. And then again the rise back up to the other side. Again, I don't know how high the water was in the ditch. It's pretty incredible. Pretty incredible place. My poor friend Pat there, she walked around with sandals on, and this path is covered with poison ivy. So give her a few days and she ought to have some real itchy feet. But I'm just trying to give you a nice view just how beautiful this place is today. And it's not functional like it was back in its day. These huge trees. See how huge these old trees are? Growing up in an area where that wouldn't have been allowed. That tree's got to be 400 years old right there. So it continues. We're coming back towards the grand entryway. And this is right at the grand entry again.